Hey guys, Sky here. So it turns out that the new Darth Maul show is actually kinda incredible. It sounds like I'm confessing something because, well, like pretty much everyone else nowadays, I have a love-hate relationship with Star Wars. And like, I don't think you're here to hear that spiel. No, you probably clicked on this video for an accurate reporting of the events following the execution of Order 66. But this isn't that either. No, instead, like many of my videos, this is inspired by Twitter discourse. So whenever a new Star Wars project comes out, it's usually either set between episodes 3 and 4 or sometime after episode 6. And none of the latter have been very good or even mattered to this discussion, so another thing to consider when a new Star Wars project comes out is lightsabers, because the average Star Wars fan has the attention span of a goldfish. Anyway, since the cult of the lightsaber got genocided at the end of the Clone Wars, you'd think most of the story is set a bit after should lack lightsabers, no? Well, no, because this is fucking Star Wars, and Star Wars is nothing without lightsabers. Of course, I'm being sarcastic, but in some aspects, it's kind of true, right? Like if I told you to imagine a Star Wars game right now, you'd imagine swinging a lightsaber around, and if your mind went to Battlefront, that game has lightsaber slop too, so I couldn't blame someone for wanting to swing a lightsaber in a Star Wars game, or see a lightsaber fight in their Star Wars show, but as many people have pointed out on Twitter, each new Star Wars project with yet another Jedi that survived the Purge just makes it seem like, what's the point, you know? What was the point of Order 66 if you were just gonna have a whole Inquisition immediately afterwards? I mean, fair enough, it was sort of the intent, or at least the vibe in the original trilogy, that Obi-Wan and Yoda were the only Jedi survivors, TM. But at the same time, there's this iconic moment from Rebels.
Worse, just as they did back when I was your age, but back then, there were 10,000 Jedi Knights protecting the galaxy. Now,
there's just you and me.
Okay, let's put aside the fact that 10,000 is kind of a small number for a galaxy-wide, government-funded religious institution. Let's even put aside the fact that Obi-Wan said Jedi Knights. If there were really just 10,000 Jedi active before the Purge, then let's assume Order 66 managed to wipe out 99% of them. There would be about 100 Jedi who survived, no? So let's take a look at all the known Order 66 survivors and figure out if Order 66 worked or not. I'm struggling to see how this video is gonna be anything other than me listing glup shitos. Let's break them down into a few categories. First, we got on-screen survivors, people who we either saw survive or have some kind of show or game or movie attached to them surviving. Next, we have written survivors, which is much the same, but for characters we read survived, so in novels or comics or whatever. Then we have the just mentioned category, which is for characters we only heard survived the Purge. And to keep things interesting, we have not one, but two secret categories, but we'll get to those at the end. So first, on-screen survivors. First, we see Obi-Wan and Yoda survive the Purge in Revenge of the Sith, duh. We see Ahsoka and Maul escape in the Clone Wars finale, and similarly, we see Kanan's perspective in the first episode of The Bad Batch. Gungi also shows up in Bad Batch as well, because Dave Filoni didn't have the heart to kill his Wookiee baby, even if it was off-screen. Grogu was a youngling during the Purge, so both he and Kelleran Beck, the Jar Jar Binks Jedi who saved him, technically survived as well. The newest survivors are All-State Master Iko Diodaki, fuck, I love that name, and his apprentice, Devin. Actually quite like these two. Master Daki feels like this cool mix between Qui-Gon and Yoda, but if either of them did anything. As soon as I saw his lightsaber was blue, that was all the character writing I needed. And no, he is not allowed to have a green saber. That is too aggressive and frog-esque. Next we have the real Jedi survivors, TM. Obviously I'm talking about Cal Double Tap Kestis. Oh, and I guess Sears there too. And so is Eno Cordova. I really love how Cordova survived. He was simply too far away doing anything but Jedi business. Like he was just not fighting in the war on some James Harden shit for real. Oh, and spoilers for Jedi Survivor if you haven't played it. Go do. It's incredible. But spoilers, Bode Akuna also survived. This is unironically top 10 anime betrayals for me. It's embarrassing to admit, but I actually lost sleep over Bode's betrayal. I was so fucking mad. Then there's Taron Malicos from those games too. And Balon Skull from Ahsoka. I just realized they're kind of the same character. Then there's Lycostrata from Tales of the Underworld. I didn't watch Tales of the Underworld. I guess Ventress kind of counts too. And finally, my favorite Star Wars character, Benny Safdie. That puts us at 19 so far. That's kind of a lot, but we have a ways to go before we reach this video's quota. Moving on to written survivors. This section is honestly just going to sound like I'm making shit up, but I promise I'm not. But because this is the silliest part of the list, please comment which of the following characters has your favorite Glup Shido name. We have
I hate to say it, but it looks like the system you're searching for doesn't exist.
Impossible. Perhaps the archives are incomplete.
If an item does not appear in our records, it does not exist.
what a category that was. Anyway, moving on to just mentioned. Here we have a few more Glup Shidos, like Coleman, Kamun Koli, and Selrak Eluos. Oh my god. These are all just throwaway names mentioned in this panel here. The others are actually of note though, like my goat parental figure Luminara Unduli, whose corpse was in Imperial custody. But there was like reports that she had survived the Purge, but that story could have just been like a hoax to lure in Jedi like Ezra, but whatever, I'll add her to the list. Then there's Oppo Rancisis, the big bearded snake dude who low-key scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. And Quinlan Voss, who's said to have made an underground railway of sorts for Force users in Obi-Wan and Tales of the Underworld, I think. And in the same vein as these guys, fuck it, Yarael Poof surviving from the Robot Chicken skits is canon too.
Oh, so it's a council now? It's not just the two of you? What about you, Dogface? Did you know that now it was a council?
Inform the Senate, we must, of our lessened ability to use the Force.
Who can't use the Force now?
Glup Shido's added, we are now sitting at 38 named survivors. That's about how many Viltrumites are left after the Scourge virus and the war, but you don't hear anybody calling Thetis a fraud.
So all the clones were like, pow, 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 and it was awesome. Jedi bodies everywhere. It was so awesome.
I'm sure you killed all the Jedi, my master.
Of course I got them all, you moron. I said it was awesome. It wouldn't have been awesome if I'd missed any.
But wait, it's time for our 2 secret categories. First, that's right, you guessed it, it's Disney theme park characters. These guys are considered canon for some reason, so we got Vanzel Marklar, a Jedi Master who set up a secret Jedi enclave with his apprentice, Nedris Nar, at Disney World, Florida. I can't make this shit up. The one place the Empire would never look. And that's that for that category. That's literally it. That's all. Most of the research for this video was first done through Wikipedia, which has a list, an incomplete, mind you, list of people who survived Order 66, and it's like massive, but you can filter by canon. That's what I was trying to do anyway. But then, you know, if you're not, you're getting Lego characters, you're getting random shit. It's crazy. And it's kind of crazy that the theme park characters are considered canon still. Whatever. These places are defunct now, I think. And that's right. Secret category number 2, and my favorite category of people who survived the Purge, the Inquisitorious. I've literally always loved the Inquisitors. It might be hard to recall, but there was a time when the idea of this many Darkside Force users between episodes 3 and 4 was actually ludicrous. I guess she forgot about the rule of 2 as well. We've never been told how many Inquisitors there are/were, and we weren't even introduced to their naming conventions until after the Grand Inquisitor. So let's talk about the Grand fucking Inquisitor. Him and all of his cronies, in retrospect, were easily the best way to allow stories between episodes 3 and 4 to have lightsaber fights. And even better than that, they were a fantastic way to sell toys. The power scaling of the Inquisitors is kinda all over the place. One minute they'll be utterly unnerving, and the next they'll be doing the wobbly H, you know? It's like on one hand you have the Grand Inquisitor unaliving himself out of fear of Vader's belt, and on the other you got the fucking Sabercopter. That does mean that they can be reasonably defeated by our Jedi Survivor protagonists without making Vader look bad. By episode 4, they're all either retired or, more likely, dead. Or a zombie. So I think they fit pretty neatly into canon. Just scary enough and just silly enough to fit perfectly into Star Wars, and all of them are Jedi survivors. So they all count for this list too. They do be updating this list kind of a lot, but so far our members of the Inquisitorious include the Grand Inquisitor, who definitely never appeared in live action.
Hello.
First brother, Marek, whose zombified corpse appeared in Ahsoka, but hey, he's alive in the mall show. Next is the second sister, Trilla Sundry, who's the main villain of Jedi Fallen Order, the third sister, Reva, who I don't really want to talk about, and the fourth sister, Lynn Rakish, who's just kind of there. Then we got the fifth brother, played unconvincingly by Han from Fast and Furious, the sixth brother, whose name is apparently Bill, and then of course the seventh sister, my beloved.
Who doesn't want to be a mother?
Next is the frog-esque eighth brother, and then my goat, the ninth sister, Masana Tide. Then there's brothers number 10 and 11, an inquisitor named Tulon Yaluna, who I can only assume is the 12th brother, and the 13th sister, named Iskat Akaris. That's a cool name. Finally, there's Barriss Offee, who was probably the 14th sister for about a week before quitting. It's a real girl. There's also a couple of unidentified ones, like the one Lyco Strada killed, and probably some ones Vader killed out of anger, but you know, those are all the Inquisitors we know of. And that's it. That's everyone. That leaves us with about 56 named survivors of Order 66. That's about 0.05% of the Order, and I threw in people who hardly even counted. Shit, we have room. We can throw in some fun Legends picks, like Jek 14 or Rom Kota, even though his whole flow got copied by Kanan, word for word, bar for bar. Fuck it. Jedi Bob survived Order 66. Gimp Bipple survived. Hell, I survived Order 66. Just anyone but Mace Windu. So yeah, I think it's safe to say that Order 66 was actually pretty effective. If you still think too many people survived the Purge, I dare you to come up with 56 more named survivors, and once you reach that ephemeral 1%, then we can talk. This was a silly one, but you know, they all kind of are. So yeah, don't expect me to talk about Star Wars all the time. It's draining. Whew. Thanks for watching. I did this video, or at least the first attempt to record it. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I did it in one take, kind of. I wonder if it ended up good. I'm feeling lightheaded. I'm going to pass out. I'm talking about Star Wars. These are the symptoms of talking about Star Wars. You've made it this far, so here's some fun gameplay. I was told that there's not enough Toby in the last video, so I'm going to here's a Toby video. Here's videos that, you know what I mean? Toby. All right. I'm going to talk about Invincible next, I promise. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.